Welcome to the OP13 Red Purple Roger deck breakdown. We're going to be going over the leader, the deck list, starting hands, tech options. We're going to go over the curve of the deck, look at his matchups, and then we're going to cap things off with some gameplay. We're going to take a look at two different versions of the deck here, with and without the promo Roger. So if that is something you're interested in seeing, stay tuned. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Kaizoku.
This video is brought to you by Adakai TCG. Shop the latest in premium holographic textured custom One Piece cards. Designed for collectors, crafted to stand out. Use code Kaizoku for 15% off your next order. This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. See the most up-to-date Eastern and Western deck lists on gumgum.gg, updated daily. Be the first to see deck lists for new leaders as they emerge. With over 1,000 deck lists per set, gumgum.gg has all the top strategies as soon as they drop. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. Alright, so OP13 Red Purple Roger is not going to have his full power right on release because this card here, A-Cost Roger, we don't know when we're going to get this. This is such a good card for the deck that it kind of sucks that we need it to kind of compete at the top tables. But we're going to, in this video, go over two variations of it. The only variation is that instead of this Roger, we just run for this new gate instead, right? So this is going to be the two different versions of the deck here. But we'll show gameplay, sample gameplay with using both ways. But for the purposes of the rest of the deck breakdown, we're going to just imagine that it's Roger there. So yeah, with that out of the way, what does Roger do? He is a 7k base power leader with 5 life as a dual color leader, so breaking all the norms there. But yeah, let's read what his leader ability does. If you have any Dawn cards on the field, give one Dawn card that would be added during your Dawn phase to your leader. So what does that mean exactly? A lot of people were confused about this when he was released. For whatever reason, no matter how much I tried to correct in the comments, people were like, no, you're wrong. The English doesn't make sense. People are reading like a fan translation. But yeah, that means that on your Dawn phase, when you're getting Dawn from your Dawn deck, if you would gain Dawn, meaning that you're not at 10 Dawn yet, one of that Dawn has to go on your leader. And then if you have 9 or less Dawn cards on your field, give this leader minus 2,000 power. So once you do have 10 Dawn out, then you become a 7k base. Until then, you're a 5k base leader, which is like standard, right? It's not like you're a detriment compared to like Red Purple Kid and Red Black Sabo, who are 4,000 power leaders until some threshold is met. But yeah, that means that we do kind of want to ramp ASAP to get to 10 Dawn so that we're at 7k. And to also be able to get access to one extra Dawn that we don't have to attach to our leader. So in the purest sense, we are like a ramped deck, so let's just go over the deck list now. For OP13 Shanks, it's a 1-cost top 5 searcher for the Roger Pirates type. This is our only singular searcher, so it's just there to find our late game if we need it, which is why the 8-cost Roger is so much better, because you can search it with the Shanks. New gate cannot be searched. For OP01 Sanji, 2-cost 3k power, 2k counter. So he's mainly there just to activate the 10-cost Rush Roger, because what he does is activate main once per turn. You can add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. If you do this, this character gains plus 2,000 power during this turn, and then you can give up to 2 rested Dawn cards to him as well. But yeah, again, against opponents that may be trying to starve you or deny you of your unblockable Roger play, you play the Sanji a turn prior, and then next turn you can pop your own life, get yourself to 0. If your opponent has been like blocking and you're unable to get them to 0, this is a way to get around that. Then you play your Roger for 10, and then all of your characters on board, plus the Sanji too, can attack. Right, the Sanji's a 7k when he can attack, on top of your Roger swinging 13k, and then your leader swinging 7k, and then whatever other characters you have on board at that point. But yeah, not searchable, but since we only run Shanks as our singular searcher, I don't think this has to be a Roger Pirates 2k counter. It can be any 2k counter actually. I just like it for the Roger tech in case... well, the thing is, in the current OP13 meta, a lot of decks revolve around getting this Roger out, activating it, right? Sabo runs it, we run it, Ace runs it, so it's kind of devolved into that kind of meta. But if the paradigm of the meta changes, yeah, Sanji can just be any 2k counter, really. For OP13 Buggy, 2-cost 2k power, 2k counter. So this 2k counter cannot be any 2k counter, it has to be Buggy. On play, if your leader has a type including Roger Pirates in it, and you have any given Dawn cards, that means Dawn attached, you can add it to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So not only is it a 2k counter, but on your 3 Dawn turn, meaning that you had to have put 1 Dawn on your leader because of your leader ability, this Buggy can ramp you on your 3 Dawn turn to get you to 4. So it's just a nice way to accelerate your path to 10 Dawn as quickly as possible. For OP13 Douglas Bullet, 3-cost 4k power, 1k counter. So if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on the field, this character gains plus 2,000 power. So it's a 3-cost 6k. It's always a 6k. It doesn't lose that, no matter if it's your opponent's turn or your turn, as long as you have 8 or more Dawn. Then on play, if your leader has a type including Roger Pirates, you can add it to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So yeah, it's a 3 Dawn ramp. Because of the nature of our leader ability, we play this on our 4 Dawn turn because we have to attach 1 to our leader. But yeah, it's a great way to get that ramp on our 2nd turn. For EB01 Mr. 2 Bon Clay Bentham, 4-cost 1k power, 1k counter. On play, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active, and then when he attacks, you can copy one of your opponent's characters, and then Mr. 2's base power becomes that power. but on your opponent's turn, he goes back to being a 1k, so he's like a one and done kind of attacker there. But yeah, it's just a 4-Don way to ramp. Now that doesn't mean we can ramp on 4, again, because we have to attach a Don to our leader, so this is a 5-Don ramp card for us actually. But yeah, it does get us from 5 to 6, and then next turn we go to 8 and then 10, so it helps us on our going odds curve. And the fact that it gives us active Don means that sometimes you can ramp twice in a turn, right? On your 6 Don turn, you could play this Mr. 2 out, that'll get you to 7, and then you had to have 1 attached to your leader, so you have 2 remaining, then you can play like a buggy to get to 8. For OP13 Scopper Gaban, 6 cost 7k power, 1k counter. On play, if your leader has the type including Roger Pirates, you can draw 2 cards and charge a card from your hand, and you can add 1 Don card from your Don deck as rested. So yeah, this is just a card draw, card cycling from your hand, because you do run a lot of bricks, so it perfectly fits on your 7 Don curve, because that's when you can play them. So you go 7 to 8, and then you go to 10 next turn, and then you get to fix your hand a bit too. So yeah, just a great card in general for like the most simplest curve for you to get to 10. For starter deck 23 Uta, 6 cost 4k power, 2k counter. If you have a character with 10,000 power or more, give this card in your hand minus 4 cost, and she has blocker. So if you have a big 10k character out, this is a 2 cost blocker in your hand. This also counts when you make a character 10k, so like if you have a 9k base character, if you add it onto it, then this Uta becomes a 2 cost in your hand. The reason why this card is so good is that you can chain it after a Roger, 8 cost Roger. You can't say the same about Newgate, so that's why Newgate is a little worse than Roger too. But yeah, it's just a great 2k counter to have. We can make this really cheap blocker, really easily played, really often, really. For OP13 Silver's Rayleigh, 8 cost 9k power. He has Rush, and then if you have any given Don cards, you can rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Then at the end of this turn, add up to 1 Don from your Don deck is active. So yeah, 8 cost 9k Rush is already great in and of itself actually. And that means that on our 9 Don turn, if you have a Don attached to our leader, thanks to our leader ability, we can rest a 5-drop too and swing into it and try to starve your opponent a bit. And yeah, since we're at 9 at the end of the turn, since we gain that active Don, that does bring us to 10, making our leader a 7k base on your opponent's turn, just a little bit earlier. Also gives us active Don to counter if we want to use some counter events too. For promo Goldie Roger, 8 cost 10k power. On play, if you or your opponent have 10 Don cards on the field, your leader gains plus 2000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So yeah, on 10, when you play this Roger, it makes yourself a 9k base actually, because not only at 10 are you not having that minus 2k on your leader ability anymore, you also get another plus 2 on this Roger. It lasts until your next turn, so it makes it really tough for your opponent to attack into you, right? That's kind of, it harkens back to the days of like Black Yellow Luffy, when it was hard to attack into him all the time in the late game. But you also have a 10k attacker with this Roger as well. It's searchable by the Shanks. You can play an Uta with the remaining 2 Don, or even leave Don up for counter events too. So just a great card to have. But yeah, again, the alternative would be the Newgate here, right? Kind of does the same thing, but it costs 1 more, and it's not searchable. And on top of that, he also has an extra benefit where he can Don times 2 when attacking. He can KO a 3k power or less character. There's a niche interaction we can use with it, which we'll go over in a bit, but next card is going to be for OP09 Shanks, 10 cost 12k power. So he gives all of your opponent's characters minus 1000 power. This is even on your opponent's own turn too, and then he has Rush. So this is our boss monster that we want to get to at 10 Don. It turns out that this is better than the purple Roger actually, right? This Roger doesn't have Rush unfortunately. It's more defensive, but the fact that we're a 7k base leader already and Shanks also gives minus 1k on top of that, that's enough defense. It would be nice if we could attack with them right away, which yeah, we can do because he has Rush, it's 12k Rush attacker, but not searchable in our deck unfortunately. 3 OP09 Gold D Roger, 10 cost 13k power. He has Rush, and then when your opponent activates blocker, if either you or your opponent has 0 life cards, you just win the game outright, essentially meaning that your opponent can't block at all. We went over why that's so good in this current meta, just because of the prevalence of so many blockers that are easily cheated out. And that's why we run the Sanji too. Again, it makes ourselves go to 0 so that we can activate that when your opponent blocks and we have 0 life, we win kind of thing. And it's actually searchable in our deck. This is the first time it's been searchable via like a on-play character searcher with the Shanks. So yeah, it's just a great way to have a win condition always ready in your pocket. 3 OP13 Divine Departure. It's a 0 cost event, so it has 2 effects on main if you rest 5 of your Don cards. If you have any given Don cards, you can give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 8000 power for the turn. So it's essentially a 6 Don because you need to attach 1 Don to your leader, but this is where that interaction with the Newgate comes in, right? Since you can KO a 3k with 2 Don attached, you can actually make, what is that, like an 11k into a 3k with this and kill it. But that's only with the Newgate. You normally want to run the Roger instead. I guess you could run both. I've seen people run both, so if you want, that could be a niche interaction that you could take advantage of. But other than that, on counter, you can trash 1 card from your hand and up to one of your leaders or characters gains plus 3k power during this battle. So it's essentially Gungam Jet Gatling without the trigger, and it's searchable too in our deck. We run so many bricks that it's nice to be able to make them into 3k counters with the added utility of being powered down. For OP13, oh my god. Guess we'll have another scrap. You can only risk death while you're still alive. It's a 1 cost event with also 2 effects on main if you rest one other Dawn card, and if your leader has any given Dawn and is Goldie Roger, you can add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. Or on counter, your leader gets plus 3000 power for 1 Dawn. So yeah, this is just another way to ramp on your 3 Dawn turn. Much like the buggy, with 1 Dawn attached to your leader, with the remaining 2 Dawn, you can just get to 4. And this can fit into turns where you need to double ramp with the Mr. 2 or something, or even with the bullet. So when would you want to double ramp? It depends on the matchup. If it's against like a leader that only plays 1 big character and swings at you with 1 big character like Ace, you probably don't need to get to 7 ASAP. A lot of those hits you're going to take anyway. But against decks like Imu, who can poop out a lot of bodies, or against like Zoro, who can play like Mihawk into Zoro and then Law into Tashigi, that's 4 characters before you can get to your 10 Dawn turn. It would be great to get to 10 ASAP so that you'll be a 7k base to defend against all those 5ks that can come at your face. I guess Imu doesn't really come into play because Imu won't hit 10 Dawn before you do, but Zoro for sure, he can. So let's take a look at the price of the deck of currently available cards, which isn't much because most of the deck is Roger Pirates cards from OP13. So if you wanted to buy like the Sanji early or the Mr. 2 early or the Shanks, or oh, this Roger went up in price because it's going to be really meta relevant in the next set. Or this Uta blocker, also really expensive now. It's already 157 to get you started. Mr. 2 is still expensive as hell. What the heck? You were supposed to be cheap after the reprint. But yeah, it's such a pivotal card for Roger. So yeah, it's 157 before any of the OP13 cards. This promo, who knows how much this is going to cost. So you might want to be wary of investing in this deck, I guess. Right? Depending on how easily available this card is, it could be cheap. But if it's like some obscure way to get it might be slim pickings for you. But yeah, via my deck builder here, cardykaizoku.com, if you wanted to buy these cards early, showing that show prices button, if you click it, the shopping cart links pop up. You can buy the card that you see here. You can even cycle through alternate art. So if you want to buy a different version of the Sanji, you can. Or Mr. 2, you can make it look like Nami. Or if you're super lazy, there's a mass entry button here. If you click it, it takes the currently available cards on your deck list here for the art that you picked. Once OP13 comes out, it'll include those cards too. But yeah, it'll add that to your clipboard. You Control V on TCG Player's mass entry form. Add the entire deck to your cart via 1 click. Really easy for you. Both of these methods go through my affiliate link. So if you wanted to support me, and you guys are going to buy these cards anyway, this would be a really great way to do it, and I would really appreciate it. So we'll move on to the tech options. So here are some cards to consider. If you want a more guaranteed way to ramp on your second turn, you could run Inu Arashi. He also ramps. He also pops a 1 cost. I don't think that's ever really relevant for you, but yeah, our only way at the moment is to ramp with the bullet or use our 2k counter buggy to do it, or the event. If you want to save those defensive cards for later on, you could run Inu Arashi just to make that 4 Dawn with 1 Dawn attached to your leader ramp curve a little smoother. And then as we mentioned with the Sanji, it could be any 2k counter. You can run Nekomamushi. You never played Nekomamushi out, but yeah, it's a searchable 2k counter, I guess, if you really need it. And then instead of Scopper Gaban, or in addition to Scopper Gaban, if you want a mid-game ramp option, you can try the Odin. Right, he has blocker, and he also ramps. If you're facing way more aggression than you expect in your local meta, just having this blocker would be nice. Right, it kind of makes yourself a 6k base leader for 1 attack that you can block until you can get to your 10 Dawn turn. Likewise, for aggressive meta reasons, you could run the 8 cost Charlotte Katakuri from OP11. So you would play this on your 9 Dawn turn. It's the same as the Silver Israeli. On your 9, you play this out. At the end of the turn, it ramps you a Dawn, so you go to 10 after that, and then that makes yourself a 7k base with an 8k blocker out. And this blocker can untap himself at the end of every turn too, so he can always attack basically and block for you at the end of the day. And then again, we mentioned the new gate. At the moment, you'd have to run him in place of the 8 cost Goldie Roger, but to be honest, you could probably run like 2 copies of him in addition to the promo Roger and run like 6 plus 2k to your leader effects like this, right? So you're always a 9k base for the entire game. That's a completely valid option, I would say. And if you really want to be thematic and you feel like you're getting aggro down too quickly, I guess the Roger also makes sense, right? It's more prevention than the Shanks, because what he does is you can get plus 2k to your leader, make yourself a 9k base, but he also gives minus 2k to everything, right? It's kind of like the Shanks plus the Roger, the 8 cost Roger mixed into 1 card, except he doesn't get rushed. That's the only bad part about it. But with the Katakuri out or a Silver Israeli, you do ramp back up to 10 the next turn. Any other card out, you go back up to 9 only, unfortunately, but yeah, that's an option too. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the deck, you kind of have to run the Roger Pirates cards that are available. There's nothing spicy you could try instead. I guess Radical Beam could be an option too, now that I think about it. Right, Red Blue Ace does swing pretty hard, so when you're in the late game and you're playing an 8 cost Roger, you have Dawn up. You could always run Radical Beam to counter 4k. Right, this is a 1 Dawn 4k counter. And I guess that's it for the card options that I could think of at least. If you have any, let me know in the comments below. And we'll move on to the curve. So for the curve of the deck, let's just go second to show his better curve. So our first turn, you'll go to 2 Dawn. You could play like a Shanks. And this will find your next turn ramp if you don't have it or something like that. So let's go to our 4 Dawn turn. We have to attach 1 to our leader for our leader ability. So on our 3 Dawn turn, here's where you can play Douglas Bullet. This will ramp you to 5. This comes out rested. You swing with the leader and you're minus 2k at this point, so you're a 6k actually. So swing 6. And then we'll go to our, now it's our 7 Dawn turn. 1 has to go to our leader again. So with 6 Dawn available, here's where Scopper Gabon is good. Play him for 6, you ramp a Dawn after drawing 2, discarding 1. So that brings you to 8. Again, swing for 6 here, and then that also conveniently makes your Douglas Bullet into a 6k too, because you have 8 Dawn right now. And then it goes to our 10 Dawn turn. Now, since we went from 8 to 10, since we gained Dawn this turn, we have to put Dawn on our leader still. But now we are a 7k base, so we're an 8k swing this turn. You could, at this point, play the 8 cost promo Roger. Make yourself 10k, 9k base with 1 Dawn attached, and then I guess you could put like 1 Dawn on Douglas Bullet and swing 7, 7 with Scopper, and then 10 with your leader. Yeah, from that point on, you can just chain back to back 8 cost Rogers or New Gates if you're running both. Or if your opponent has a blocker out, you can play Rayleigh. But do note you have to put a Dawn in your leader first to get the rest effect. But you do have the Dawn to spare to play Rayleigh, rest something, and then yeah, you just chain Rogers back to back to back to back. Late game, you can finish with this Goldie Roger when you're at 0 life or your opponent's at 0 life, or play the Shanks for more rush power and then mitigation. And that's the basic Roger curve there. So we'll move on to the matchup stats. Okay, for the last week of private games on the Eastern Sim, private meaning that most of these games most likely took place on the ranked queue. We have 5,628 games to look at here. He has a 49.59% win rate going first, 55 going second, giving him a raw win rate overall of 51.97. So you do a little better going second. Here are his matchup spreads below. And these are all on my website, cardykaizoku.com. So good into decks like Purple Katakuri, good into Smoker, good into Rayleigh, good into Imu. Going second, you kind of falter against him going first. Against Sabo, same. Really good win rate going second, but that's also Sabo's strong curve, so you're taking it away from him. Plus, it's also your own good curve, so it's like doubly in your favor. Good into Blue-Purple Luffy, good into Green-Purple Luffy. Good into Shanks. Does 50-50 into Ace, but you lose going first, and then dies to Blackbeard because you can deny a lot of your on plays. Dies to Bonney because you're playing one big thing, and then she can deal with one big thing really easily. Luffy can mess with you. Actually, the current Luffy build runs Magellan, the 5 cost Magellan that makes you minus Dawn. If you're at 10 Dawn and he makes you minus 1 Dawn, you actually go back to being a 5k base. So he can really weaken you, actually. It's kind of scary. But it looks like we do pretty decent if you can take first away from Luffy, which is his really good. Like, if you think our first and second win rate is a little imbalanced, Luffy's is like off the charts. He does way better going first. And then we lose to Zoro, unfortunately. We really can't stabilize. Because not only can he swarm before you get to your 10 Dawn turn and then just ping cards out of your hand, but once you're at 10, that's when he can start double attacking you, and you can't really do much. You play one big thing, he can like attack into it and then attack again into your leader after he kills it. So unfortunately, our weakest matchup for the meta relevant matchups. We also lose to Pudding really heavily. I haven't played this matchup too much, so I'm curious to see why. I guess she can ramp to 10 just as quickly as we can, and then play big things that kind of rival our big things. And then here are the starting hands below. So yeah, you're going to want to find the Shanks to search on your first turn. That's the only thing we can play on our first turn. And then Buggy to ramp on our second turn, or Douglas Bullet. Buggy is only playable, or it's the most playable card if we're going first, but if we're going second, Bullet is always an option, so we can say Buggy as a 2k in our hand. Also, the event with the long ass name can ramp for us too. And then the turn after that, Scropper Gabon is the best ramp choice, and then we want Shanks, and the Promo Roger is our most kept late game plays. So that's going to be our OP13 Roger deck here. Again, in place of this 8 cost Roger, run Newgate for now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the list. What do I think of Roger? It's okay. I do think like Ace, Zoro, and Imu are like a class above him. But against every older leader, he does kind of stomp them, right? It's just that he's how do I describe it? The worst of the top decks. But even within OP13, he's like middle of the pack. So yeah, that's his state right now. It's such a strong leader, and then that just goes to show how power corrupt the meta has become, where this kind of leader is like not even a top 3 leader. But yeah, that's just the nature of the game. That's how they make money, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the deck. Any feedback would be appreciated. Let me know what you guys are running or any tech that you guys have figured out. Again, I'm a YouTuber who has to switch leaders like every week. I can't really dive into decks as deep as you guys can, so any tips would be appreciated. And I guess subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I have a bunch of other OP13 deck breakdowns out by now. And I guess we'll move on to the gameplay. Alright, we have a Roger versus Imu match here. This one is without the promo Roger, just to showcase how we do without it. So against Imu, we, again, from the matchup stats, we do have a favorable matchup into them if we're going second. So we'll play Shanks to start. I'm looking for a ramp for next turn. I don't want to use my buggies if I don't have to, and I find a bullet so I can save my buggies. Because we do need 2Ks against them too. Right, the turn that they play Jupiter, they can swing at us for 7k like with 2 characters most of the time. So just having more defense to get to our 10 Dawn turn to be a 7k base would be great. Let's see if he has... No, he has no 3 Dawn play. It's only like Shalria and stuff like that. So he does just swing at us for 8. We'll take that. We got a Shanks. That's not going to help as much in this matchup. I want to find my new gates if I can. So swing 6 at the leader. Play Bullet to ramp to 5. And then that goes nicely into next turn where we can play Scopper Gabon. So we'll ramp here and pass. The next turn we play Scopper and then we can do 6/6. Okay, so he does use his first leader ability into a Saturn. Nice. Best thing you can play on Imu. The more Saturns, the better. And he picks up a counter event. He ought to just swing 5 at me and leave Dawn up for counter events. Okay, at least one. That makes sense. We'll probably counter this one if I remember what I did in the past. 6 at us. I ought to counter, right? I think I'm going to take in the end. Okay, we take. We did get a new gate in the end. Yeah, it's just that if he starts attacking with 7Ks before we get to 10 Dawn, it's going to be hard. But we just have to survive one more turn here. So Scopper Gabon. I want to keep these new gates, so we'll get rid of a Shanks. Or 1 new gate since we have 2. Okay, I understand that. Pass me. Okay, we'll swing 6 with the bullet. It's kind of freaky sometimes. Like when you're rewatching your old games, sometimes you think of better plays or like different plays. Okay, they take that. We do another 6 from a leader, but we're the same person as we were when we played this game, right? Well, it makes our decisions different now than versus then. Counter 2. But I did play like a bunch of games after this with this leader, so I kind of have a better sense now than I did back then when I played it. So excuse me sometimes if I misremember what I played in the past. Okay, so they did play Mars to pop our bullet. That's the only valid option they have. You guys wouldn't want me to just narrate everything after the fact, right? That doesn't sound as cool. I like to talk about my plays as I'm, you know, going through the game. They play Warkery, so only 5 at our leader, but Saturn can attack 2. I think we ought to counter some of these, so we'll give him a 1k. We do go to 10 next turn, we can play the new gate. Because leader swings, I will throw one of my buggies. Okay, here's 5. Oh, I take it. Oh my god. Well, we are at 7k now, and we'll be 9k real soon. We'll throw 7 at leader. Yeah, now I don't care if he plays Jupiter, because even though they're all 7ks, I'm going to be 9k. So we'll swing 10 here after the new gate play. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think past me had better sense than current me. I think I should have taken those life, now that I think about it in retrospect. Because now I'm at 9k and then I have a bunch of counter in hand. And his characters can't do nothing to me. I guess people can get worse. Right? But this is also after I played a bunch of green Zoros too, which is a real pain in the ass, where you kind of do have to defend as much as you can early on. So I might just be like Zoro pilled right now. Zoro on the mind. You have to play Shalria and then they just pop it. They are not at 10 yet. No 5 Elders turn yet. Does play another Saturn out. Yeah, but he does have 2 blockers, so next turn is not going to hurt him too much. But we have yet another new gate to chain. Okay, here's a Saturn. I think he misremembered that I'm a 9k base because he attached 2 Dawn to it. And oh, okay, my Scopper can die. He can only attack it one more time, so I think it's worth it to defend it. And he doesn't attack at all, so even with the leader, so he's going to leave 3 Dawn up for events. We'll do Scopper 7, get him to do some of these blockers. Yep, and then we'll do a Newgate 10. Do we go for a Shanks here or a Newgate? I think I might go for a Shanks. Yeah, it's a Shanks if we attack with our leader first. We just want to pressure him while he has no blockers up right now, right? So we'll play Shanks here. Yeah, if he has 2 blockers and I only have 3 attackers, I do want this extra 4th attack to go through. And it does bring him to 0, so that sets us up for our Roger next turn. Which is why Shanks is so good. If we had the 10 cost purple Roger, this would not have happened. That's why Rush is so important. That's why Roger and then the 8 cost Dragon in the Sabo deck. If you saw the deck breakdown, why I not harp on them, I like meat ride them so much. Rush is so good in the OP13 meta. Actually, big Rush. So he does 10 Elders. So he gets to draw with Saturn. The Mars has no good target to pop. He has an attack with Nostro. He could kill my Gabon. I think I would give him up at this point. You think Roger, Rayleigh, and Gabon met because their names were all metal themed? Okay, so they do 8k at Gabon. In case you guys didn't know, it's gold Roger, gold, silver is Rayleigh, and then copper. I guess they couldn't think of a name for copper, so they did Scopper. We save our Gabon. I guess I want to force his leader to put more Dawn so he has less Dawn up for counter events. That was my logic. I can counter 5k more, so if he does go all in, I can still defend that. Okay, just a 6 we counter. This also helps us with our Roger turn. We have one more 7k that he can't block. That makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense. Yeah, we got him to commit one more Dawn, so we know he has one less counter event to worry about. Again, I think past me had better sense. But I'm also a little distracted right now. So please excuse me, we got him to use one 3k counter. 7 with the Scopper. Yeah, I think I played that perfectly in the past, dang. Well, not perfectly, but better than now. If I say perfectly, you guys are gonna be piss babies about it. He did have 2 4k counters. So that's one extra 4k that he did not have access to because we made him put a Dawn on leader. So yeah, FYI. But dang, he had a lot of counter in hand. But not enough for a 12k and an impending 13k. Okay, here's another Newgate game instead of Promo Roger. And then the remaining matches after this will be with the promo card. So Bonney actually demolishes us, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it wasn't in the matchups, just because not too many people are playing Bonney on ranked. But I do know that she is good into us. Is she? No, wait, maybe not. I think early meta she was, but then I think people have figured out how to play against her. So she just does 2 Lulets to start. We have the event to ramp on our 3, luckily. So that brings us to 6 next turn. We have 5 Dawn. With 5 Dawn, we could play the Bullet, and if we find another event or a Buggy, we can ramp twice, actually. Okay, so they play 3 cost Bonney down onto the Bonney and 7 at face. We have to take it. That lets him draw 2 and discard 1, I believe. We'll swing 6 with our leader. And then we can only Bullet this turn, unfortunately, but we can play 2 Shanks after. Let's look for Shanks first. Okay, I guess we take the Gabon. I was thinking Silver's really would make sense because we don't have late game yet. Okay, we take counter event and then we'll play Bullet and pass. Was Bullet always a Roger Pirates? Or was he in the movie first and then they retconned him into the Roger Pirates? Yeah, I could have sworn he was from the movie, right? Okay, so they play Robin and they make us take a life, 2 down onto the draw Bonney, which they will attack with, I think. So 5 of us, we should counter this because we're going to take a lot of hits. There's a 9 cost Bonney in their deck that just makes us take a life, so we counter everything we can counter. Okay, we do get Buggy, nothing to play. So do 6 into Bonney here. With the Scopper, we're going to have to hope to find a big drop to play next turn. They defend the Bonney, which I think is a mistake, actually. We can swing 4 into her with the Shanks. They counter 1. We'll play Scopper. And I don't find any late game still. Uh-oh. But now I'm an 8k into Bonney because we got to 10 Dawn. And yeah, here's a matchup where we do want to get to 10 ASAP just to make it a little easier to defend ourselves. Now Robin needs like a Dawn attached. The leader needs 2 Dawn attached. I play another Robin. Uh-oh. Where all my life go? Oh, we got one of our late game pieces gone. They still have 4 life. So they can only attack us once now, right? Either the Robin or the leader with the 2 remaining Dawn. Oh wait, he can put 2 extra Dawn. Right, never mind. They can attack with both. 7-8 though. 7-8. I did the hand motion. You guys couldn't see it. I don't know why I did it if no one could see it. Okay, 6 at our Scopper. Not Scopper, Bullet will counter 2. I guess they could do 9 at him to kill him. Nope, they play Lilith. Well, I guess 8 to kill him. Still works. His hand size is quite low. We might be able to starve a bit. 8 at our face. We'll take that. So at this point, if they're going to play that Bonney, I do want to get to 0 so that they can't make me take life. Or I guess it doesn't matter because it goes to my hand anyway. But we did finally get a late game card, so we'll swing 6 into Robin. 2 into Lilith. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have taken that in hindsight. Against the 8 cost kid and the 10 cost big mom, that's when you want to take a life. But against Bonney, that brings it back to your hand anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay, so they defend the Robin really heavily here. We'll play the Rush Roger and just kill board. Because I can't make myself a 9k base, so I ought to kill what I can. So Bonnie's coming, probably. Gonna make us go to 0. Luckily, we have 2 blockers that we can play. That's gonna help us. Okay, we get another Mr. 2. So they've got 7, 7, and then 10. 7, we just counter 1. 7, we counter 1. 10, we have to counter with all that we got. So I want to keep 1 Uta if I can. Dang, we got so unlucky with the late game in this game, now that I see it in retrospect. Okay, so let's kill Bonney for sure, for 14. Now let's kill Robin for sure. Not for sure, but most likely 8 will kill. Then might as well kill Lilith too. Don't want him to trigger anything. We'll swing 7, hoping he doesn't get triggered. No trigger? Okay, that's great. We're gonna play an Uta to have a blocker up. And then that means if he splits with that Lilith, we can defend that. Right, with Lilith, that's 7, 7 actually. Or no, more than 7, wait. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 10. It's like 13, 14. If he does split it. Okay, if he does just 7 here, we just counter 3k with our event. And their leader's big number, we just block with the Uta, and then we just try to go for game. That's the best chance that we've got, unless they run Bedge or something. Then we're screwed. Okay, so 8 only, we counter 3. We die to a Bedge or like a blocker trigger. Or just straight up counter. But they run a lot of bricks, so I'm feeling confident. Kikunojo, I'm feeling confident. Here's a 7, we just block it. If we get a rush card, even better. Nope, new gate, too late. So I do try to go for game here. What's the best way to attack? So 3 cards in hand. Best bet would to throw like an 8. If this gets countered, we just lose. Takes that, then that means that a 10 should go through. Hopefully. So do 10 with the bullet. And then we have 12, 13 afterwards. They got a Usopp trigger that makes them get plus 2k. 12. That's actually like 4k counter since you can counter 2k against both of these hits. Takes the 12, gets a Kikunojo trigger, and then 13. Hopefully that is enough. It is enough. But yeah, usually it doesn't end that nicely for me, for you. For me and you. Okay, here's Roger versus Sabo with the promo Roger. So yeah, let's see. We're gonna ramp next turn for sure because we have Buggy and the event. So we're Gucci. They got their better curve though, going second. Swing 6, he takes because he's a 4k. Ramp to 4, pass. Next turn, hopefully we can find like a bullet, and we don't find it. So we'll just play a Buggy here. We can attack first, but doesn't matter. He doesn't have any triggers. Oh, he does have a hack out. We don't want the hack to kill our Buggy. Not that it matters, but might as well have the Buggy instead of letting him die, you know? Okay, so 6 cost Sabo out. You could do 6, 7 at us. 7 will take. 6 we will counter, but he might not attack with it. He doesn't attack with it. Ooh, okay, I can play Rayleigh. So we'll do 6. Thanks to Buggy, we can play Rayleigh this turn. Okay, he does hack to kill my Buggy in the end. Really 9, he can block counter 2. He do. I like this guy, he plays fast. So we ramp to 10 at the end of the turn, making us a 7k base. Okay, there's a dragon. Yeah, here's where dragon's really good against Roger. Even though I'm a 7k base, it's a 9 and then a 10. 10 at Rayleigh. I think these should be at my face. IMHO, if I was the Sabo player. So we'll take the 9. We can just play promo Roger now. Make ourselves a 9k base. Shanks first, what am I looking for? Counter events would be nice. And then Roger, swing 9 at face. I think I'm just gonna ignore his characters. Right, he's a 6k base only. It all makes sense to swing at face, 9 at face. He can block and counter this one as well. And he do that, we'll pass. Okay, 8 cost dragon afterwards, probably for another blocker. Plays Karasu, makes my Rayleigh into a 8k. He really wants to kill it. Okay, so this is what, 11? 11 at Rayleigh, sure, you can have it. So I'm a 9k base. His leader cannot hit me. He needs to put down on Sabo to hit me, but he opts to not attack at all. So we'll go Roger 10. Then we'll just play Scopper. I could have put down on leader to tap the Karasu, but these are just going to face anyway, so it's not going to matter. But if you wanted to go for the Karasu, that's where you would have rested it. Okay, so he does counter out of hand to save himself. We'll do 9 at face. He blocks and counters 2. Then we'll pass. So since we're a 7k base this turn, all these attacks are going at our face. We left the Dawn open to counter 3k. Does play a blocker Sabo to have rested Dawn to use. 2 of this is going on to leader. He is at 1 life though, so he should be careful. So Karasu makes us a 6k even. Ooh, it's gonna be rough for us. We're gonna take like 3 life hits, potentially. If we find a Roger from any of these life, it would be perfect. Okay, so we countered the leader hit and then take the 8 cost dragon. Not this Roger, the red one, I mean. 10 at us, we have to take. Okay, we get it. Dang, I wanted him to get us to 0 so we could play the Roger out. So we'll swing 9, see what he does. If he goes to 0, the Roger should help us win the game. He goes to 0, okay. Oh, he concedes. What could he have done? He has 3k counter in hand. I think if we had just played rush and attacked, he wouldn't have been able to stop it either. Could he? No, he could have. Yeah, I think it was his mistake taking that life and he realized. Was I dead? Right, 7k at face, he counters with the koala, and then the 2 rush he blocks. Not 2 rush, the 2 Roger attacks, I mean. Huh. Well, okay. That's awkward. Yeah, I should have lost that one. So we have Roger versus Green Zoro here. With the promo in our hand, you can see it there. So this is one of our toughest matchups, actually. Okay, he does play Hyordi and pass. I can't do anything, so we will just pass. So he finds a Cavendish with Hyordi. It could just be a 7k swing at our face. Indeedy do it is. We take that. We take those. And he plays out a Koshiro. It was just a 5, not a 7. Okay, so we'll just swing 6 at the Hyordi for now. And then we have to play either Buggy or the event. So we'll use the event. We'll pass. Okay, so he played out Cavendish here. And then 7k at us with the 2 down he restanded. We'll take that. And then we'll play Scopper here. That'll get us to 8. We'll trash Shanks, not as useful in this matchup. We'll do 6 at him, and then on our next turn we'll be at 7k. Hopefully that relieves some of the pressure here. Because we do need it relieved. Okay, he finally took a life hit from us, thank you. This Cavendish gives him so much Dawn to use for the turn. Okay, so Tashigi rests our Scopper, he's dead. Especially Cavendish can give 2 more Dawn too, so he could do like a bajillion damage, what is it? 12k twice. Or play out a 2-drop. Okay, swings 8 first with Scopper. We'll counter that then. Huh. Then 8 at our face we have to take. I'm guessing he's gonna play a 4-drop then if he's doing it this way. If it's a Zoro, I'll give him 2 Dawn back though. Okay, we'll have to take the 8. Damn, look how low we got. It's scary. Then Cavendish can attack. Okay, only 6, so it's definitely a 4-drop coming out. It's the PRB02 Zoro, which does counter our Silver Israeli. We can't rest it. So let's just make ourselves a 9k instead. Swing 7 with the Gabon first. We can afford a Dawn actually. We'll swing 8 at the Cavendish. He does have 2 blockers though, so Cavendish is probably going to live. Yep. And then we'll play one of our Rogers, and then we'll swing 10 at Cavendish. Does block. Okay, so I can play Rayleigh now if I want to rest a blocker or anything. Or even I can rest a Tashigi or Cavendish if they leave it active. It's just that he can just ignore my board and just go for my face at this point. Which is not cool. They'll swing 7 at Scopper. I think it's worth it to save. Or is it? I don't know, because I'm a 9k base right now. Okay, it does play the Law to replay the Tashigi, putting 3 down on leader. So that's 11. Okay, that I will let the Scopper die if he does swing 11. And then even 11 at my face is kind of hard to defend actually. Just 8 only, that's worth the 2k, I would say. He's going to restand with the event. But he still has Cavendish too. So he could have swung a big number. He does restand. He might be saving it then. Another 8 at our Scopper, another 2 for you. And then he can restand and he cannot attack my leader, so I guess that's it. I think he should have just attached 3 Dawn. Yeah, I guess he forgot I'm a 9k base. So if he had just done 11, that would have been a lot better. Yeah, that probably would have decimated me if he swung 11 instead. So 7 with Bonney takes. 10 with the Roger. He takes. We'll play Roger. We could get a counter event from our life. Oh, we don't care. Here is 11 at Tashigi. Pass. Yeah, I think the last turn was the blunder for him, because even at Cavendish, he could put an additional 2 down. That would have been like 13. At the Scopper at my face. Get me to 1. Then on this turn, he could do like 12 at my face. Okay, he does swing a big number now. Does kill our Scopper. Restands. 10 at the Roger. We could save him, and he still has Cavendish if we would like to use him. And then he has another 10 at our face. Oh no, now he's going 12 at Roger. We can counter that as well. Okay, just not using that Cavendish ever again. So we'll rest it. We'll do 8k into him. I'm guessing he has yet another restand event in hand that he's saving. So that's when he wants to use the Cavendish. But yeah, we'll just force him not to be able to have access to it. Okay, so he died. 29 at face. He could just be bricked here. Here's 10, he took that. We'll see what's in his hand, because he kind of played that a little weird. So we'll see if his hand is actually awkward. Oh, he had enough counter for that? Okay, another 10 then. Now, you can still get cooked here if he has another restand event. That's how scary this matchup is. Okay, takes going to 0. We'll just hope for the best here. Okay, plays out a Hyordi. What you're looking for, restand event, right? That means he didn't have it. Yeah, I think he just played really weird the last 2 turns. I think this matchup is actually not in our favor. Oh no, it definitely is not in our favor, but it is when your opponent messes up. Which can happen at tournaments, so you're not playing like a freaking chess robot every time, you know? Okay, here's 10. I guess he does have it in hand already. What do you play that Hyordi for then? That's 2 extra Dawn he can't use. Okay, 10 at Roger. Yeah, a lot of questionable stuff, but he will be able to kill some of our characters actually. Let him die. He can restand and attack into Roger again. Okay, he did have the event. That's why he was saving the Cavendish, I guess. But we just happened to kill it before he could use it. Okay, we can save this last Roger here at the very least. Hopefully splitting between these two should be game. Okay, that doesn't help me, so we'll just split. What is the math here? 12? And then... No, I can do like 14, 13, 14. Because that law is a blocker. But yeah, some questionable stuff where we went for our characters instead of our face. Okay, we got it. Bye.
Car D Kaizoku.